with so many cases of arrests and suspensions due to financial malfeasance going round, it's difficult to keep track of certain truths, and that's why we're here. Welcome to another episode of The Proof, a fact-checking program powered by Africa Check. I'm your host, Dashen Usman, and today we're looking at the claim that directors of some commercial banks in Nigeria were arrested in connection to alleged fraud in the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry. This is coming after the president requested an investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission into the Minister of Humanitarian and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, who has now been suspended. The agency supposedly invited the managing directors of 3 banks to be questioned as part of the investigation. But is that really what happened? Let's find out on today's episode of The Proof, powered by Africa Check. Several posts on Facebook claim that the directors of Jaiz and Zenith Bank were arrested in connection with the alleged fraud traced to the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Now joining me from Africa Check is Catherine Adeniyi. Welcome to the show, Catherine.
Hi, Dashen. Thank you for having me.
Now let's get down to business. The Facebook post claims that the EFCC arrested some managing directors of some popular banks in connection to the financial fraud that has flooded the media space. Now, can you help clarify if the banking bosses were indeed arrested by the EFCC?
The claim that the directors were arrested by EFCC is wrong, and assessed through EFCC's website and its official X handle revealed no evidence of the bank directors' arrest, and both banks have denied the claims of the arrest. And considering the profile of the managing directors, such arrest would have made it to the news too.
I agree, considering negative news sells fast. But the Facebook post also claimed that the managing directors of Jaiz and Zenith banks were arrested in connection with the alleged fraud. So we've cleared that these supposed arrests did not in fact happen. But how did the banks respond to it?
In a statement, Jaiz Bank said the EFCC requested for some documents which it had provided to assist in its investigation, and Jaiz Bank's director promptly resumed back to work after his interaction with the EFCC. Meanwhile, Zenith Bank said in a statement that was reported by the media that claims that its managing director had been arrested were entirely false.
Thank you for that clarification, Catherine. Now, the report further mentions that there are no credible reports of the alleged arrests. How is the media covering the development in this case?
There are several reports about the alleged fraud case involving Humanitarian Minister Betta Edu, and the arrest of involved bankers would have made it to the news, and the absence of such report is a major red flag.
So, Catherine, can you tell us what impact does this misinformation have on this particular investigation?
This kind of misinformation can distract and divert attention from the actual investigation, making it harder for authorities to focus on the issue at hand, and it may also lead to unnecessary pressure on innocent parties.
Absolutely, Catherine. Thank you so much for clarifying this. Now let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a bit.
Seeing is believing. But in the age of fake news and false information, we need to be more and more careful about trusting our eyes. Sometimes the fakery isn't in the images themselves, but how they are used. The photo is real, but it doesn't match the story. Here's a few quick steps to verifying videos or images. Step 1. Do a reverse image search. Did you know that you can search Google using pictures instead of words? This can help you identify more information about an image, like where it's been shared before. Step 2. Look for visual clues. Look out for a distinct building or mountain range, a language from a visible billboard or shop sign, or schools, hospitals, statues, towers, vehicles, and registration. Step 3. Map it out. You can use mapping tools to look for unique features to find a photo or video's exact location. Wikimapia is a community mapping project that collects information about places on the globe. And lastly, another thing to watch out for is that the screen grabs of websites can be easily manipulated.
you're just joining us, welcome back. This is The Proof, powered by Africa Check, the continent's leading fact-checking organization. Now, today we're looking into the claim that some managing directors of commercial banks in Nigeria were arrested in connection to the suspended minister Betta Edu's embezzlement case. Catherine Adeniyi of Africa Check is still with me. Thank you so much for staying with us, Catherine. Now, what is the role of fact-checking in maintaining the accuracy of information, especially in cases of financial fraud involving government officials?
Fact-checking contributes to informed public discourse by providing citizens with reliable information, and in financial fraud cases where public trust is crucial, accurate reporting helps citizens make informed decisions and judgments.
It's quite a risky perception indeed. Now, there's also the issue of reputational damage to the individuals and companies mentioned. How should this be approached? Why should we be circumspect and go to the extra mile to confirm the facts in this situation?
Reputational damage can have significant consequences for individuals and companies, and in situations involving serious allegations like financial fraud or misconduct by public figures, it is important to view the information with a doubtful mind and go the extra mile to confirm the facts.
Thank you so much, Catherine, for making that clear. Now, finally, before we let you go, what steps can individuals take to verify information before sharing it on social media?
Verifying information's accuracy is essential before sharing, and most importantly, when dealing with sensitive matters. Users should rely on reputable fact-checking websites, reverse image searches, and cross-reference several sources to confirm the trueness of claims.
Thank you so much, Catherine, for your insights and also for joining us on The Proof today.
My pleasure, Dashen. Thank you for having me once again.
Now that wraps up our fact-checking dive into this particular claim. Thank you all for tuning in to The Proof. If you have comments or a claim that you want us to fact-check, tweet at AfricaCheck_NG. Follow News Central on our social media platforms. We are at News Central TV. You can also check out our website. It's www.newscentral.africa. Stay vigilant and stay informed. I'm Dashen, Usman. Thanks for watching.